So, great job by Nikki Welsh for Orbe, and she's going to be back later on today with one more set. So, let's talk Varis. Varis is a relatively new brand for Goldwell and for Kao. You can find our booth over there on the left. Follow the ginormous blow dryer you see. In the near future, we're about to launch our Varis Air Q. It's actually the lightest blow dryer on the market right now. So we're super excited for this. It's really easy to work with all day long when you're blow drying constantly. You need something that's really, really lightweight. If you've had a chance to go over to Varis, you'll see that we have a brand new rack for in-salon, where you can literally demo the blow dryers, the irons. We've got the brush displays over there. And it's really good for you guys to go take a look and give feedback, because a lot of these things are prototypes that we need your feedback to decide if it's something that we're actually going to launch into the salons as we move forward. So if you get a chance, please go take a look. But right now, I would like to welcome back to the stage. You've already seen them. Now they're going to come back and finish their looks. It's Agnes Westerman and Sascha Haseloff. Guys, the stage is yours.
Hello everyone. Oh, it's nice to be here. Our second part today, and we are totally happy to present you our looks we have created, especially for the Kao Salon Kao Salon Global Experience.
We are not virtual anymore.
Finally, we are back in real. So, what we want to present you, it's inspired because when you look back at the last years, the evolution of trend, then you can see how the society and also the environment has influences the development of trends. So that means directly after Corona, we all were happy to going out again, meeting friends, having fun, and yeah, doing a lot of things, but just make us lucky again after all that bad times we had behind us. And for hair, that means that was the same inspiration. So when we look back to this hair, we saw a lot of texture, we saw a lot of playful hair, very dynamic and vibrant colors, and so the haircuts as well. And that was the inspiration for the hair, comes from the society, and we just wanted to have fun.
Yeah, of course.
And now?
We all had fun. But if we really look, the fans are here.
Yeah.
But if you really look, was it really that fun? Of course, we wanted to go out and have fun, but what is happening around us? We are still a little bit in COVID. We are at war. The prices go up. Everything is really expensive. So living is becoming harder and harder. And what are we doing as people? We're going against it. We're like, why is everything becoming more expensive? Why is the environment going bad? We won't take it anymore, so we want to go against it. And how do we feel? What do? We become a little bit rebellious. And that was the inspiration for our looks. We want to be more rebellious, so we see cuts that are a bit more fucked up,
yeah,
a bit rebellious, but also colors. Colors are not so happy and playful anymore. They're strong, they're there, but they're all muted as well. So that was a little bit our inspiration. So maybe we go into the first model.
Yeah, let's see. Leah, please come to us. And when you take a look at the haircut on her, we want to create a very strong feeling of the haircut, but going together with a lot of texture from the back of the head. So we have created a bead-level haircut. So if you take a look from the front, you get the impression of a bob haircut, but we add a lot of texture from the back of the head. So that means the front, we use the scissor to create nice shape and nice lines, but the hair at the back, we use the razor to create a lot of texture and all that different lengths here. So let's say it's a tuft of nothing of hair, but I really, really love to play around with that looseness, of that airiness feeling of the hair. So, and therefore it's a very nice and let's say rebellious effect for the haircut. And what we also done to her is a very special hidden effect. So that means when she is on the very, very rebellious side of your life, then she just can wear her part to the other side. And then we add a little, let's say punkish element also to it. And just shaved a part of her hair simply off. So it's very against the rules, what we have said. It's very, let's say a high impact. It's very strong, but it's a nice and punkish element, and we love it to be a little bit more rebellious.
And also color-wise, if you see, it's a very easy technique. We are going back to block coloring. But because the colors are very combining, they're more harmonious because of that muted, soft tone over on top of it. It's a very easy way to get really a strong look, but then with muted colors. The colors that I did was the underneath color is one full top sheet color, 5A, 2A, and cool violet. Then the top color, we pre-lightened it with silk lift, and after that we toned it with two different tones. One was with 8SB, 8CA, and 6SB, and then some cool violet in it. And the other one is Illumin Play Metallic Berry. And because of the technique, I used like a big zigzag technique and just had those 4 zigzags colored in those 2 colors. So every time you move the hair, another color will come more to the front. So here you have like 1 zigzag. This side you have the zigzag more in the gray tone, and then in the back you have those 2 colors combining again. So it's a very easy, simple technique, but it's really beautiful within this haircut to combine them together and give that more rebellious feeling. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you. Then Isabel, come to the front. So in our next model, it's Isabel. I did a haircut in this section before, and here I worked with a lot of texture on top of the head. So each section, what we did on top, was separated with horizontal lines and was always cut it from shorter hair to longer hair. And then we worked with a lot of overlaying textures, and that creates a lot of different lengths, as you can see here. You see some shorter hair inside, some longer hair inside, and that gives a lot of playful and options to make some different stylings. The whole haircut, it's very, let's say, punkish. So because we was here influenced by the very famous mullet haircut, what we have in the moment, but we added with a little influences of the pixie haircut. So it means we have both. We have a little bit length to, or we keep the length to the side sections, also to the nape. The internal side sections are very, very short. And what we have created is the back section with a square line, which is also very kind of disconnected to the section underneath. And what we really want, and that's why we also use the color with that technique, we really want that you can see it. As you can see, there's the section underneath shorter, and the section on top is a little bit longer. So that's why we keep it like it is, and worked also with the color that you really see the difference, that makes it very rough and always don't follow the roots.
Yeah, true. And what we did here color-wise is a very simple technique. So everything that was short, we colored in one color, and then the roots as well in the same color, and everything that was long, in the end, a different color. The base color that was pre-lightened, after that we toned it very silvery, that it was already very muted underneath, and then we did everything with color-ons afterwards. The first one on the roots and on all the short hairs is pastel lavender combining with 6SB, equal parts. And then the mid-length and ends, we did a pastel peach with cool pink in it. But because of the tonality underneath was more grayish, it was a great muted feel in the whole apricot feel and the lavender feel. And I think it's really has that punky, rockish feeling, but it's not so harsh because of all those muted pastels that we used. Thank you, Isabel.
Thank you. So let's take a look to our models.
Let's take a look.
And I think you have a surprise because of your color, right?
Yeah.
Can you come to us? So, that's Amelie, my next cutting model. And as you can see, it's a haircut. It's almost done. Because what we have created here is a lot of shape. So we worked with very graphical lines underneath. We worked with a block graduation at the back. So that means we are very shapy and very narrow to the nape. And then we built up our volume here in the region of the occipital bone. And together with the color from Agnes, it's a very nice feel to have that displaced asymmetry. So that means we have the short fringe here, whereby the side on this, whereby the lengths on this side are a little bit longer. So that makes it more interesting than a normal asymmetry we all know. So and to broke our shape and also to make it a little bit more softer, I worked on top of the head with a lot of texture. So that means it's totally disconnected. So that when she is moving the hair, so there are some hair pieces, they're just breaking it and give it a little bit more that soft feeling what it is, what it needs. What I want to do now, I want to work with very, let's say, edgy lines, because I want to create on the short side of the fringe section very much different lengths. So that means, or I want to use the razor, but I don't want to do it very soft. I really want to have it very, let's say pointy, so that you really see the different lengths very roughly. And that I'm going to do now. And I work here also with sections. So that means I work with two sections, one section underneath, so I create the length a little shorter, and then the section above is also that I create that different lengths, but then I keep them a little bit longer, so that you really see the color and the technique of the haircut are going in hand. Let's have fun.
So then it's over to me. Here you see the color result. It's a very muted color, but in the blue direction. And what I want to achieve now is to give the overall feel a bit of that undone curly feeling. We all have seen those beautiful curls that we see on this moment. Very big hair, 70s feel. But because we are talking about we're going in a different direction, we want to go against the rules. So my inspiration was, let's go against the rules with curls as well. So let's do something that's a bit rebellious and crazy. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my curling iron, making that wave shape, but not all of the hair is going to be like that. So I'm just taking random sections, sometimes only a root wave, sometimes it's only in the middle, and all of the ends I'm going to keep straight. The fringe area, I'm going to do that wave as well, and then I'm going to tuck it behind the ear, rough it up a little bit, that you really have that rebellious feel as what I want to achieve. So I'm taking my sections. I'm okay with sometimes sections leaving out and keep them straight. That makes it more rebellious and fun. Twist around, of course. And then taking a small curling iron and just flip it. One is on top, the other one is down. Up top, down. So you get that wave in the hair. So one on top. And the other one goes down. So it's a very easy, simple way to give you that crazy, wavy feel in the hair. The colors that I used here is the background foundation on the roots and in the ends is with an 8 CA PB with a little bit of 10P and 6 SB. And then in the middle we used a lumen play. The first one was mint with some blue in it, and the other one was the lavender with some violet in it, and metallic gray with a drop of black to make the metallic gray a bit more intense. And just make sure that your color application is very soft. Every slice I do with a different technique, so that it's more muted and not so intense anymore. But because we talk about something rebellious, that's why the ends are the same color as on the roots, so that you have that strong layer in the ends.
So, and if you take a look at the fringe, so you can see I always using my sections, so let's say half a centimeter, and then I just take it in the natural fall, coming from the left side, in with my razor, and creating hair pieces from shorter to longer as well, but always from the left and from the right side, and that creates so that's a little bit that spiky feeling, but also following my shape of the asymmetry. So that means also when I have some longer pieces inside, the main feeling have to be shorter to this side and keep the length longer to the other side. So, and it's totally funny, because here I can see what's happening with the color. So I do here a little bit, working with the longer hair piece to keep the black a little bit more. Here I just started with my blonde section, where the hair is a little bit shorter. So here just keep the blondes, don't pay attention to the green. And so I work section by section towards my longer side. So then I go ahead with my next section, and it's also divided following the natural fall, so that means I have the asymmetry. So I just work above the section underneath. And then starting also very randomly with some shorter hair, with some longer hair, but I really want to see the different dots now. It's also okay if there are some hair are laying on the shorter section underneath. So not everything have to be longer than the section. So starting from shorter again. Playing around with the color here. So keep it a little longer. Really wanted that it looks very rough.
So I'm continuing with my fringe now. I did the sides. And this is going to be a very cool element, that she has that frizzy fringe coming on top of the length underneath. So it's a very easy technique, zigzagging your curling iron in the hair. Make sure you use your heat protection, so that's why I always use twist around to get that great result. And the smaller the curling iron, the smaller the wave would be. So you can do it with different curling irons. It depends on what kind of result you want to achieve.
So when I end up to my section here, then I use a little less texture, because I want that it melts from that very, let's say very rough texture into the line I have created before, so that it's really a nice transition at the end. So that means I go deeper and deeper and just work on the outsides a bit. And so I create a transition from more to less. So because of the color, it still looks very, very elegant, I think. So it's a nice mix between that rough feeling, that punkish feeling, and due to the color, it's very interesting, elegant. I really love that. Agnes, maybe you want to say something more about the color?
Yes, I will. If you look at Amelia's color, her base color is like a pure white, very shiny, very fresh, very beautiful. But then we want to go against the rules. So if you look at her haircut, it's a beautiful concave shape to the front. And I went with my technique in the opposite direction to create something different, that it's more rebellious. So it's still very clean, very cool, very punkish, rebellious, but because you go against the rule with the line, normally you would say, oh, I go with the line, but now I went against it. So what I did as base color was a 10BS with 10V to tone it pretty, and then in the end, I did like 2 lines. First one was with pastel mint of Lumen Play, and then the ends with black. So you really have that soft layering. And it doesn't have to be that clean, because it's rebellious, it's against the rules, so you can even make it a bit more rough if you like. But I think it's a cool combination, that blue and black, it's very strong, but also it's very simple, because it doesn't have to be that much.
So, and what I'm doing now here on this side, it's also because my shorter section here ends in a compact shape underneath, and also I want to do it here, so that I have that, textured here at the fringe, ending at the highest point. And from this side, I'm creating a very strong line, coming from shorter, and creating around the hairline just a nice and clean length. And that melts into the different lengths from the top of the head. And so I have always a nice combination of here seeing a line, seeing the shape, and the texture.
I'm going to brush it all out. As I was saying, it doesn't have to be clean and perfect. And you can already see what kind of feeling it gets if you have that wave in it. Gonna put some hairspray really tight to the hairlines. And put it behind the ear.
So for me, from the styling product, I will use just a little bit of diamond gloss, because I don't want to make it too rough from the styling. I really want to see the nice shine, which supports also the color and the shape as well. So just a little bit of diamond gloss now, and then I'm done.
Can you hold it for me? Yeah.
And what I really love when I work with that strong lines, I always love it to just work with soft products. So I don't like it to bring a lot of hairspray in, because that's, for me, it's not really natural, and the customer and also the model here, she don't will use it that way. So that hair have to be very natural, and then the line has to be in. So not really, yeah, let's say, work with a lot of hairspray that it's too sticky. So this side. Just a little bit from top.
Put your hair down. Yeah. Eyes closed. Come up. Yeah.
So, and the little longer hair pieces, I just make it a little bit rougher so that it's a little, or that is a nice contrast to the shape and to the rest of the hair. And then I'm done. I hope you like it.
Yes, stand up. Just want to make it perfect. Wait, don't go, don't go. So it has some waves, but it has some rebellious and roughness to the feel as well. Thank you.
You know I gotta come back.
Yeah, everyone.
I hope you liked it, and yeah.
Me too, for sure.
And thank you for watching, and enjoy the day and the evening.
Yeah. Let's rock this nice event. Looking forward to see you all at the after party this night. So enjoy the rest of the show and see you later. Bye-bye.
You know I gotta come back.